أعوذ أعوذ بالله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بس 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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف ألف لام ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. والذين يؤمن والذين يؤمنون بما why can I memorize this verse? Please, somebody, please help me. والذين Minu Nabi na Yuk Minu Nabi Oh please Lord help me memorize Walladina Yuk Minu Nabi Jika ilaika wa ma un zila min qablik wabil 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 a wabil akhirati qirati hum hum yuqinun Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't feel okay.
Why?
I can't memorize this verse. Please help me.
Okay, we will help you. Okay? Take a deep breath first. Come on, Raymond.
I can't remember.
Oh, that is so sad. That is so sad. Okay, come down. Down. Okay. Take a deep breath. One. Okay. Slow. Are you feeling better? Wait, look at us. Look at us. Smile. Listen, what happened? Why you look so depressed?
This is more depressing than broke up.
Oh. What happened? You just broke up?
No, I can remember the verse. It's more sad than broken up with my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, you have an ex-girlfriend?
Exactly no, but
Okay, calm down. Sit down. Now tell us what happened.
I don't know. I kept trying to remember this verse, but I don't know what happened. I can remember it at all. Please, guys, please help me.
Yes, we will help you. We will help you. Just tell me about it. You can wait. Just tell me.
I keep trying to memorize even the one word. I can pronounce it correctly. Please, what happened to me? Please help me.
No,
It's okay.
It's not your fault.
Yeah. Slow.
Why do you think memorizing a Quran is hard for you?
Maybe because I'm lazy. I know I am a lazy person. I don't do much, and I usually do less review. My ustad always told me to keep review again, but I
You didn't do that.
yes, but I don't know why I don't do that, but it is like my ustad said, it's like a cable, you know. Cable, he said, if I hold the cable well, I can cut the cable, but if I release the cable like that, he will let go also. And my ustad also said, if if you use the term camel, the camel goes away. The scratch from its owner. He is not able to catch it, except after exhaustion and hardship. The same applies to the owner. It is me, the owner is me, of the Quran. If he does not undertake to memorize it by repeating and reviewing it, then he escapes. That means the camel, the Quran, and its great hardship to retrieve it. And my Ustad also say, wait a second, I try to remember. What is his let me think. Okay, I barely remember. My Ustad talk about, yes, my Ustad talk about committing sins. He says that we can deny the fact that committing sins will directly make an impact to our, especially me, on my memorizing process. He says the sins can describe as the darkness, while the Quran is light. He also said that you cannot mix both of them together, because no matter how hard you do, they will never blend and work together, he says.
That's true. Okay, that's okay, Zed. I'm sure I understand what I'm trying to say. So, I've been through your atlas because I managed to finish memorizing the Holy Quran within 3 years. So, I will give my challenges as well. My challenges while memorizing the Quran is lack of discipline. Okay. As you all know, discipline is a practice of making people obey rules or standards and punishing them when they do not. Okay. In other words, discipline is the quality of being able to behave and work in a controlled way. If you discipline yourself to do something, you train yourself to behave and work in a strictly controlled and regular way. Okay. Indeed, everyone in this world has different attitudes, right?
Yes.
It's the same as people who memorize the Quran like us. I also had the experience of memorizing the Quran, and I finished memorizing Quran within 3 years. Okay. I admitted that lack of discipline, became one of my challenges during memorizing the Quran. Okay, first of all, my reason behind the lack of discipline was less determination. When I first started memorizing the Quran, I feel very difficult, and I started asking myself why I chose to memorize the Quran. Honestly, I had unclear reason about why I chose to memorize the Quran. To tell you the truth, my parents to tell you the truth, I don't have any intention to enter public school, but my parents asked me to enter because they said memorizing a Quran had many advantages. What about you guys? Are you into public school because of your parents or on your own?
To be honest with you, I entered this school by my own self because I had the intention to enter this type of school. But maybe little my parents urged me to enter this school because memorizing Al Quran has a lot of its benefit.
Yes, I totally agree with you. What about
For
you,
me,
Monica?
I decided to go at the school of my parents' instructions.
I understand. Also, apart from that, I found it difficult to be consistent while being alone because consistency was easier. Was easier is if we have a commitment that we were not alone. Like in the class, if we follow the class, we will see it as something that we have to do. So that discipline will be higher. But once we try to apply it alone, sometimes I remake the schedule very randomly. So sometimes I just read instead of memorizing the Quran. Lastly, I also sometimes feel lazy to memorize the Al-Quran, like Izan, the lazy person.
The lazy guy.
Yeah, the laziest person. So I don't know. Sometimes I have lost the motivation and inspiration to memorize Al-Quran. How about you, Zarika?
From my perspective, another challenge in memorizing Al-Quran is environmental challenge. The freshly graduate students, such as you, are uncomfortable with the new environment as a new college student, which is mixing the non-Muslim and Muslims. So, how about you, Izan? In this school, are you comfortable?
To be honest, I feel very comfortable with my own situation right now, but I still don't have the momentum to memorize the Al-Quran with my own way.
Based on the research that I did, 60% of students in National Religious Secondary Schools, which is called SMKA, and fully residential school, have succeeded to memorize the Quran within the duration of 5 years. So I think I can conclude that people who memorize Quran are more from National Religious Secondary School and fully residential school. So are you from SMKA?
Yes, I am indeed from SMK.
What about you, Farah?
Yes, we are from the same school.
So from our experience as a National Religious Secondary School, we can deny that it's very easy to find friends who can help us with Quran, right? So when right after graduated from our secondary school and living life in university or college, it's kind of hard for us, especially for those who memorize the Quran, to keep on memorizing Quran because it's very hard to find friends that in Quran since in university we mix with the non-Muslim and Muslim students. So in this new environment, we don't have friends to keep on memorizing Quran. Besides that, the influence from other in this new environment play a huge role because we tend to follow with our environment, right? So if we sit with people who memorize Quran, then we also include with that. But if we don't sit with those who don't memorize Quran, then we don't involve with the Quran things. That's my opinion about challenge in memorizing Quran.
What's other challenge that you face?
The other challenges that I face while during my time memorizing the Quran was especially mixing up the verse. My ustad say, I don't know, my ustad say like he says that mixing up verses can occur in particular me because I'm a beginner. When I'm trying to memorize a new verse, but that particular verse sounded and looked the same with the ones that I memorized earlier. For example, like I read earlier, which is Surah Al-Baqarah, I kept mistaken it with the other surah that I memorized earlier. He said that mixing up verses is a common thing that will happen if I constantly reading and doing revision in particular.
I understand what you are saying to say. So the other challenges that I faced was entertainment. Okay. Without a doubt, all human beings need entertainment to make themselves happy after long hours of studying and working. Entertainment, I don't know what is entertainment.
Yes.
Okay. Entertainment is a form of activities that hold the attention and interest of the audience. It can be an idea about us, or maybe it's more likely to be one of the activities and events that have developed after thousands of years, specifically for the purpose of keeping the audience attention. Okay, based on my experience, teenagers like us are quickly influenced by negative things. Okay, do you know what are some types of entertainment?
For me it has to be like this generation, this BB and you, they tend to TikTok, they tend to Instagram, Twitter, and many more.
What about you? Types of entertainment.
Watching K-drama.
Oh, okay. So there are many there are many types of entertainment such as shows, social media, films, and many more. So for me, if I have free time, I like to watch drama until I am addicted to watch more drama that actually did not have any benefits to us. Um, so next is social media. Like Ida said, social media is also a negative influence to us. If we didn't take advantage of technological advances now, okay. Judging from my personal experience, social media will make me neglect my responsibilities such as memorizing the Al-Quran. Because some contents nowadays is not suitable for public viewing. What are you? What are you? What are? Um, do you know some contents that are suitable for public viewing right now?
For me, I heard earlier, before I entered class, someone says that one of the content that did not suit with our memorization is violent.
Violence. Yes, I totally agree with you. So all these contents that are not suitable will cause us to immediate bad things. Like let's say violence, right? So we will follow the action that will keep us away from doing good deeds such as read or memorizing the Al-Quran. What about you, Zaid?
Okay. Other than that, another challenge is challenge in time management. As a student, we have a lot of assignments that we need to do. Not only that, we need to attend a lot of ceremonies sometimes. For me, our schedule as a student is quite packed, but it actually depends on how they manage their time. From my perspective, everyone has a different personality, right? Some of them love to put a schedule for their work, but some of them just have a habit of procrastination. Besides that, some students hard to keep information in mind long enough to plan and complete a task. Next, from the article that I read, which the title is "Why Time Management is Challenging for Us Students," it says that low self-discipline, just like you said just now. So it's probably the main reason why time management is challenging for students. Low self-discipline will give a bad impact to the memorization of Quran because they will lose focus and didn't take a good care of their memorization.
In particular, one of the challenges that I face through my memorization is regarding to emotional challenges. Challenges regarding to emotional and feelings can be one of the most difficult challenges that need to be faced as a memorizer like me. In one of the interview that I read, one particular person mentioned that emotion referring to the heart affected her memorization. She said that in terms of our feelings are disturbed and know how our hearts are going back and forth, it will have an effect on our memorization. Consistent in using one method of memorization over time can also emotionally challenging because it took a lot of time to see its effectiveness. Bad emotions such as jealousy can also affect our memorization, stem from our side. This includes thought badly of people.
Do you have any bad emotion?
To be honest, yes, I have a lot of bad emotions. For example, I tend to be angry if I didn't touch me on this day.
What about you?
Sometimes I'm being sad while if I didn't touch me for each day. So I will disappoint of myself. Okay, next I will give my last changes while memorizing the document, but I'm not sure if Izat will understand it because it's about women. Okay, so the challenge is menstruation period. Okay. The length of the menstrual cycle varies from woman to woman, but the average is to have periods every 28 days. Regular cycles that are longer or shorter than this, from 23 to 35 days, are normal. The menstrual cycle is the time from the first day of woman's period to the day before her next period. Okay. Girls can start their periods everywhere from age 8 upwards, but the average is around 12 years. So I can conclude that all women from the age 12 to 20 almost have started their periods. Okay. From my personal experience, period is the most challenging in sustaining the memorization. Due to long duration of period, I prefer not to memorize the Quran, following what I learned, except if I truly forgot what I had memorized. My biggest challenge was the long duration of period. I am a person who does not recite during period at my previous school because the school taught me like that. Some schools did not permit a recitation, but some schools permit it. But I preferred not to recite it during my period. Okay, that's all.
Okay. In my opinion, I think I want to talk more about the influence from the others. Just like I said just now, the influence from others. If you sit with people who memorize Quran, then you also seem to be involved as well. And if you don't sit with the people who don't memorize Quran, then you will not seem to be involved with the memorization. So, what are influence actually? Influence are the ability to affect the character, development, or behavior of someone or something. And it requires developing a strong emotional connection within yourself or others. For example, we tend to follow what our friends and surroundings do. If most of our friends love to study, so we will tend to study too. Same goes to memorizing Quran. If our friends love and always bring us to recite the Quran, then it will be easy for us to memorize the Quran.
So,
Yeah, that's the challenge lah.
so every challenges has their solution, right?
Can I spoke?
Okay.
Can you let me spoke?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I while I'm trying to remember, I remember one thing. My ustad also says about the tips that. What the tips? One of them includes asking someone to examine. He says that I can ask someone to examine my reading to further making my memorization sticks on my head and even improve my overall tajweed. This act can be done by asking my friend or even better my ustad itself to listen to my reading and the verses that I memorize. You can also ask someone to randomly pick a verse, and in particular I or you, doesn't matter, and in particular and I need to continue the verse from where he or her left off. It is called tasmi' and tabu, and will definitely help me on my memorization.
That's true.
Okay. Besides this, I will give out my tips as well to Iza so that he can took the advice. So my tips was befriending people that motivate. Okay, friends are the closest people to us other than family. Friends are also the ones who help us in need anytime and anywhere. On top of that, friends are also one of the formation in our attitude because friends are the biggest influence in life. Are you agree with that?
Yes.
Totally.
Yes. So therefore, we should be wise in choosing friends so that they can bring good influence to us. Okay, a good friend will always remind us of good things, such as remind us to memorizing the Al-Quran. Okay. Apart from that, we have to stay in the trusted circle and don't let go of your sincere friends that who always accompanies us. It doesn't matter if you didn't have many friends, as long as they didn't give any bad influence to you. Okay? So from my point of view, we have to be in a good atmosphere and be friends with good people. This is because when we are friends with good people, inshallah there is no feeling like lack of spirit, lazy like Izan. Next, next we will have the motivation to read or memorizing the Al-Quran. What about you then?
I think from my perspective, listening to Quranic recitation will help to memorize the Al-Quran, because listening to Quranic recitation improve pronunciation, enhance understanding of the Arabic language, and internalize the rhythm and melody of the verses. Furthermore, more likely to remember what has been said and put the information to your long-term memory. Other than that, it will engage the brain's emotional circuits, which can help to memorize Quran easily. It also will allow us to process the verses better from what I've seen at my friends who at first was very hard in memorize Quran. After she came on listening Quranic recitation, I could see her improvement in memorizing Al-Quran. So I think the listening to Quranic recitation is one of the useful tips that we can use.
Apa saya? My Ustad also says, he stated that recall is one of the tips that will help us a lot while memorizing our Quran. He also said recalling is one of the effective ways to make our memorization sticks in our head. Instead of succumbing to laziness and not memorizing at all, we can go back to the surahs that we can easily pick up back, including the surahs near the back. For example, like the verse that I read earlier, which is Al-Baqarah, I kept reading the same verse because it is the one that I commonly recite, so it will be easy for me to remember it. And the common surahs that I usually read, we can also try to recall whenever in particularly forgot any verses of the Quran, especially when it happened during prayers. For example, we can try to recall what the Imam will recite during the prayer. Recalling for me, without a doubt, is one of the most effective and efficient ways to keep remember of Quran.
Okay, next I will give my another tips. So the tips was we have to fix our schedule. Okay, as a student, we have a lot of homework given by our teacher, and we even participate in different kinds of activities such as sports, camp, and many more. Sometimes we feel stressed, like right?
Yes.
Because we have too much work and didn't have much time to memorize the Quran. So we should manage our time well by making a proper schedule to separate homework time, memorization time, and rest time as well. So, in addition, we should set a target to memorize the Quran, such as 2 pages per day or even 15 pages per week. Okay. So, do you have a target on how long that you want to finish memorizing the Holy Al-Quran?
I plan to finish my Quran maybe within 2 or 3 years, because as you both know, I'm a lazy person, so I don't think I will finish that much earlier than 2 years or 3 years.
Okay. So we should set a target so that we can prevent from wasting time, such as doing bad things. Therefore, we can get a lot of time to do other tasks or even memorize new page of Al-Quran. So, Quran memorizing is a challenging task that requires strong planning. Small steps and a proper schedule can help a person to achieve the goal of memorizing the Holy Al-Quran. So before I started memorizing the Al-Quran, my ustazah helped me to make a proper schedule so that I can memorize the Al-Quran within my target, which is 3 years. So alhamdulillah, I can memorize the Holy Al-Quran within 3 years. So everyone has a different target to succeed in memorizing 30 juz of Al-Quran. So for example, in my school, some students want to complete memorizing the Al-Quran during lower form so that they can focus on SPM's examination on lowest form, upper form level. What do you think, Zalika? Do you have another tips?
Before that, in one day, how many pages do you target to memorize the?
In one day, I try maybe 1 pages or 2 pages a day. It's the minimum target that I set to myself. But if I got a lot, it is better for me because I can keep on going to memorize the verses that I memorize.
Back on the tips, okay, I think another useful tips for memorizing Quran is the encouragement from family. As we all know, family is one of the closest with us, and the purpose of the family is to maintain the well-being of its members and society. So if we get the encouragement from our family, we will have more passion in memorizing Al-Quran because our family support us and give a good advice. So this will directly boost the level of our confidence to learn and memorize Quran.
In my Ustad words, he also asked me to join religious classes. He said to me that I can definitely join religious classes in effort to sustain my Quranic memorization. He said that engaging in knowledge gatherings is also important, as being attached to these classes will help me to gain momentum in maintaining Quranic memorization. Joining these classes, as he says, is not necessarily related to the Quran, but it will automatically make us reflect back on our priority in terms of wanting to regain momentum for the revision of the Quran. Bear in mind that he says all of these tips will be useless if you don't sacrifice your free time trying to recall the Quran, because it all comes down to one thing, which is known as effort.
I think in memorizing Quran, there will of course have the advantages, right?
So, what do you think some of the advantages of memorizing the Al-Quran?
For me, if you ask me deeply, I would say one of the importance of the Quran itself, it's the Quran can be the guidance to our daily life. As we all know, the Quran have many importance that lies behind the Holy Book itself. The Quran can also be guidance throughout our journey in our life. It can help solve our problem by using it as one of the platforms to stay attached to our Creator. It will help us to feel more relaxed and calm by not just reading, but also by understanding the meaning behind every verse that we recite.
I think that's because the Quran, like you said, the Quran is the light. So if the Quran is the light, so of course it will bring peace to us. So you
From my opinion, if we memorizing the Al-Quran, we can increase ranks in Jannah. You know what is Jannah?
Yes, Jannah is, in other words, called paradise or
Paradise
heaven.
or heaven, yes. So on the day of judgment, all human beings, all of us, will regret every moment of sin like just it say like sin is a dark night, so Quran is the light. So every human that regret their sin will wish to come back to the world so that they can do more worship and spend their each moment earning rewards for the world that is everlasting, which is the Akhirat. Okay. So memorizing the Al-Quran is considered one of the greatest achievements in the Islamic faith. So it establishes that brings honor in this world and promises the highest level in hereafter. Okay, so if you guys and so do you guys know that if we memorize the Quran, we can give crown to our parents in the hereafter?
I heard that, but I don't really sure what that particular verse.
So I will give some hadith that okay, so I will give some hadith which is the Prophet Muhammad SAW emphasized the importance of reciting the Al-Quran, stating, whoever recites a lesson of the book of Allah, which is Al-Quran, will be credited with a good deed, and a good deed is multiplied into 10. So that's all from my opinion. What about your point of view, Zan?
From my point of view, another importance in memorizing Al-Quran is it improves mind, body, and soul. It because just like I said just now, the Quran is light which is bring peace to us. So this shows that the importance of memorizing Quran. It will give peace to the depressed soul and health to the body and mind. It has been observed that Quran memorization improves focus and learning power. It increases the overall capabilities. And the Prophet also said, indeed, the one who does not have Quran inside his heart is like the ruined house.
So what are you hoping from memorizing the Quran?
Well, the thing that I always hope on memorizing the Quran is I hope that everyone can understand its content and continuously reading the Quran. Me, as a memorizer myself, even though I'm a beginner, so I don't have many experience in memorizing the Quran, I couldn't deny the fact that there is still other memorizers out there like me. Maybe they are the beginner like me lah. That memorize the Quran just for the sake to finish 30 juz of the Quran, but barely trying to understand the meaning. This will lead us to abandon the Quran after we finish memorizing, because we didn't value the holy book by its real purpose. And also thus, I hope that the Quran will be continuously being viewed as an important thing in our daily life and will be read over and over again.
So I want to ask you that if you want to memorize the Quran, will you see the translation?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
How about when you memorize the Quran, you read the translation?
Yes, of course, because it can help me to even more understand the contents. Okay. So I hope that more young people can memorize and appreciate the Quran from a young age. Okay. In conclusion, I hope that more young people can memorize and appreciate the Quran from a young age. This is in order to be able to form students who excel in the field of Islamic education from an early age to understand all the principles of Allah. So, moreover, I hope that the young memorizers Quran becomes leaders who can protect Islam in the future.
I also want to give my hope from the deep of my heart. I hope everyone who involves with memorizing Quran didn't give up easily and take a good care of their memorization because there is a lot of advantages in memorizing Al-Quran, which we already said just now, such as increased rank in Jannah, guidance, and improves mind, body, and soul. Furthermore, we also need to remember the Prophet said, the best among Muslims are those who learn the Quran and teach it. So we cannot give up easily in memorizing Al-Quran. Okay then?
Okay.
So, after hearing all your suggestions about how to memorize Al-Quran very well, so from your point of view, what is your best way to memorizing Al-Quran very well?
From my personal point of view, from what I have explained earlier, I came up with the conclusion that asking someone to examine my memorization is the absolute way of keeping my memorization stays in my little head. It is definitely the best way because you know why? You know why? You don't know. You don't know. I want to explain it right now. It is definitely the best way because the benefit of it didn't involve just the reciter, but also the examiner because he or she can also revise their memorization by hearing our recitation. Therefore, it is great to have someone like our friends, maybe our close friends, maybe our parents, both our parents, our family, or even our ustad or ustadah to examine, in particular, me lah, but in common to examine all of our recitation because it can help both parties, which is include us and the examiner to keep memorize our Quran directly or maybe indirectly.
Okay, so if we ask our friends to examine our classmate, but the friends didn't want, so what do you think the other methods that we can use to let to memorize Al-Quran very well? Like I said, from my personal experience, like if the friends didn't want to examine us, so we can record our classmate in the phone, and after it we can give it back. So we will um, we will we will so we will remember that. So we will know where we our tajweed and so on like that.
If you guys want someone to examine your recitation, who you will choose to listen to your classmate, like boys or girls, ustad or ustazah?
I want to answer this question. For me personally, why I keep using the word personally, but for me, I will definitely goes to my ustad because I've been with him, although doesn't it doesn't last long, but my personal experience with him is all I'm very grateful because he is willing to sacrifice his free time to examine my classmate and also willing to tupo even though I'm the laziest person in the world. I don't know whatever lah.
Okay.
How about you, Farah?
For me, I like to ask my friends to examine my classmate because I comfortable with my friends that are girls because my ustad halako, which is boys, so I didn't feel like to feel comfortable with him lah. So that's how about you then?
For me, I will also choose my best friends because she will never judge me. So I am comfortable lah with my best friend.
I totally agree with both of you guys because we will feel more comfortable if we recite our Quran within the same gender.
Yes, yes.
Because why? Because
Because we are comfortable.
yes,
Uh,
because it is like men and men, woman and woman. So
Yeah.
there's no issues. There's no issues regarding common things like iktilat or
Yeah.
maybe aurat.
yeah. And it
I
will,
totally agree with you.
it will also avoid the fitnah.
Yes, yes.
Especially in our secondary school, our national religious secondary school, if we have a communication with a boys, they will like
Some guys like, oh, macam
they have relationship,
Relationship.
yeah,
Yes.
just like that.
Totally agree with that.
so I feeling better right now with all the changes and all the tips that we given to you, that we had give to you.
Within the discussions that both of it three done, I feel totally better right now. I can memorize. I can use the tips and tricks and all of the things that both of you that has given me. I can use it very wisely right now. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to both of you.
So do you feel motivated now?
Yes, I feel motivated right now. But absolutely, I don't wanna start resign in this night lah because I also want to sleep. I want to rest.
Yes.
So maybe I will start tomorrow morning. Inshallah, if in my feelings, I will start during the subuh, during the fajr.
So what are you targeting to how many patients you are targeting to last week's more to memorize the Al-Quran?
Maybe in this early phase, I will target slowly. What I mean by that is maybe I'm trying to get one page, maybe 1 or 2 pages
Per day.
per day. But over time, inshallah, if my memorization, my little head get a lot bigger, can remember the memorization, I will try to improve my my memorization.
So you don't cry yet, huh?
Inshallah,
If you can find someone
To rely on.
yeah,
If you don't feel motivated, you can
contact us.
find us and we will give you our number so that you can call
Yeah.
Okay. So
So I think that's all from us. So I think we can add some more.
yes.
So yeah, memorizing Quran is not
It's
easy,
not an
right?
easy task,
Yeah.
yes.
It's a challenging task lah.
It's very hard.
It is very hard, especially for beginner like me. I'm a beginner. Other than that, I'm a lazy person, so it will be very hard for me to evolve if I don't. Like I said earlier, if I don't put an effort into it, I can never
Yes.
memorize the Quran, the pages of the Quran.
I agree with you. So from this uni phase, do you have friends that will motivate you? Do you have find friends that you think that will motivate you to memorizing the Al-Quran?
I found few people that I look him in the eyes. I think he can help me, but I don't pretty sure. I don't really sure because I just look him. He looked me too, and he said that I not him. He not me back. So maybe he is the one that can help me on my memorization.
If you lazy person, I am the sleepy person. For like 24 hours, I feel sleepy all the time. So I think everyone have their challenge is memorizing Quran. So it's okay, don't worry. Everyone has their own struggle. So don't feel like you are alone.
Yes, I need to keep bearing in my mind that not only me, but
Yeah.
everyone has their own challenges. So I cannot give up easily because
Yes.
memorizing the Quran, like you said, it's not an easy task,
Yes.
and it's not. It is regarded as one of the holiest thing that you
Yeah.
can do, that you can done within Islam itself.
So, did you find friends that are more likely to you than the ladies person?
Yes.
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 So, both of you can do more practice, do more seek advice from the seniors so that you can improve your memorization skills.
So don't give up.
Yes,
Keep it up, don't give up.
Yeah.
I
You
know
will
you can do it.
memorize. Yeah, you will memorize the Quran one day, and you will be proud of it.
I'm trying to make your parents proud of you.
I think I think for now that's all from I think from for this exact time I think that's all of it lah. I think I can slowly improve myself within the advice that you both give to me. I hope in the next time I can memorize the Quran better.
Okay. Just call us if you happen if
You need
if you need
someone.
Surely.
to rely on. We definitely will help you.
That's all.
So that's all from us. This is
That.
My name is Isatofi.
My name is Nur Farah Amira.
And my name is Nur Zalika.
We are from the group 2.
Our topic is the challenge
Of memorizing
Al-Quran.
That's all from us. Thank you. Bye bye.